Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I proudly bring to you the most electrifying show on YouTube, hailing in from Canton, Georgia, weighing in at 180 pounds at 6 foot tall, Josh, no motivation, Adams. And hello and welcome to my wrestling show for this week. This is joshing around with Josh. I'm just gonna go right into it. Just talking about general wrestling this week. Didn't catch any Raw last night. I did read about the TNA Impact Wrestling. Well, the pay-per-view, Slammiversary. George Coles and Gary Rhodes put it best when they said anybody but Jeff Jarrett would be total bullshit going into the Hall of Fame, and it was Kurt Angle. And I don't believe that it should be an active wrestler. I don't think an active wrestler needs to go in to any Hall of Fame. I do believe that it should be a retired wrestler. It should be either Jeff or Jarrett. They founded the company. Yes, Dixie Carter funded it, but they founded it, and I believe that they should go in. I agree with George and Gary at Hill Heat. Cheap plug. I'm sure George likes that, the cheap pops. But yeah, I agree with them. I also like the fact that my favorite wrestler of all time, the Stinger, well, favorite babyface of all time, lost. Because I don't see him carrying the belt anymore. He don't need it. The company don't need him to need it anymore. Hell, by the time he got there, he really didn't need it. I mean, really, one NWA title, one WCW title. I mean, now, would I like to see him go to WWE and just win that title one time, even if it is for one day? To answer that question, I think I'll make that a question of the week. How would you like to see the icon, the Stinger, which, by the way, lives in Georgia? Thank you very much. We'll make that the question of the week. And for George and Gary and Hill Heat are gonna, watch this video, and I hope to get separate comments from both of them, whether it be on their channel or mine. And you can put it right down there. That's gonna be my thing. Kind of like the Batista right down there. Right down there. In the comments. And I appreciate the support from Hill Heat. Uh, I also like to throw love out to Colt Moo, to the Deadly Sins, and whether he would watch it or not. Zach Scott is another guy that I enjoy his channel. My 4-year-old loves that channel. And it's amazing that, that I do have a 4-year-old that is as much of a gamer as I was at his age. And don't smoke. But back to what I was saying about, Slammiversary. My tag team, who I was rooting for, probably because I'm a James Storm Mark, and I've always liked Gunner. I mean, I'm glad they're finally doing something with both. And they're doing something with both. Let me adjust this a little bit. They're finally doing something with both. I mean, really, can you, I was begging for them to do something. I mean, I'd love to see, Kaz and Daniels actually have single rooms again. Um, just my whole outlook on TNA has been on fire lately. I mean, uh, I do believe that they missed the boat with Storm. I think he should have been the one to beat Rude, my personal opinion. And I think he should have been the one that bully Raby. Because it would have made more sense. And it's probably because I hate Jeff Hardy. Not, I mean, I can't stand him as a person. He comes off as an arrogant prick. Sorry. And the reason Jeff Hardy comes off as an arrogant prick is because he's got a kid and he believed that it was okay and acceptable to act the way he did in a profession that he's supposed to love. Sorry, you come to work fucked up, you're a douche. Plain and simple. I mean, if he had a hangover, you can't say much. But you know what? If the guy comes to work fucked up, he's a douche. You know? And this coming from a guy who's worked with walking pneumonia, who's worked sick, who's worked hurt, you know, who works when he's coughing up blood in a hat. But never would I come to my job like that. Oh my God, he's a douche. And his brother's just as big of a douche as he is. Plain and simple. So, I am starting the first wrestling D-bag. And this week's D-bag is kind of a difficult one. You got Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's not doing too bad. Jeff thinks he's John Cena on acid. So which Hardy boy do I want to give it to? Or I can give it to the king of WWE, Mr. John Cena. Why don't you decide? You decide this week's D-bag. And you know what? We'll make it a 4-man 4. Woo! 4. We'll do 4 nominations for D-bag of the week. John Cena, Vince McMahon, Matt Hardy, or Jeff Hardy. Who is going to be the first ever joshing around with Josh? The no motivation man himself. D-bag of the week. Now, Now, I want to give this week's best performance to Austin Aries and Bobby Roode. Just because. I mean, why wouldn't I? I mean, athletic, great on the mic. They did not win the titles at Slammiversary, which, I'm kind of glad. Like, seriously, if anybody had won the titles outside of uh, Los Stereotypicos, as the British Fist, um, Dan, Mr. Parkin, as they branded that tag team, which is true. I mean, personally, I like to see Homicide come back and beat Chavo's ass, but I think they're about ready to break that team up anyway. Um, would I like to see it? Yes. Big question is, who is going to be the number one contender to Bully Ray? And it looks like Destination X, which is, what, 2 months away or whatever. It looks like right now it's going to be Chris Sabin. And honestly, I really would not mind seeing Chris Sabin win the TNA World title. Would. I mean, I would love it. I think his style is unlike, any heavyweight out there at this time. I think he is an innovator. I mean, CM Punk, Austin Aries, Seth Rollins, Tyler Black. These are Ring of Honor former world champions that are on the cusp of, like, showing the world that Ring of Honor, honestly, to me, there's 3 brands. There's not 2 big boys and a little brother. To me, Ring of Honor is as big and as important as TNA and WWE. It's not like this with WWE and everybody else. Right now, to me, it's like this. All 3 of them are right here. Watch a Ring of Honor show. If they had 2 hours or 3 hours, like TNA has 2 hours and WWE has 3 hours on their big shows, as far as like Raw and Impact. Do I think Ring of Honor would be there, like head to head with them? Yes. And their show would be better. Scum is better than the Aces and Eights, and it's neck and neck with the Shield. Well, actually, not so much anymore. There's that much difference with the Shield taking a lead. And that's only because without Kevin Steen and I understand all the new members is just to help, help people, you know, notice them, like, and honestly, I like Jimmy Jacobs and Kevin Steen and Steve Corino. Don't get me wrong though. The tag team title match at their next big event, which is what is the event called? Oh God, they just had Border Best in the World. Now, I think putting Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards in the match, making it a 4-way like elimination match or just a straight up 4-way against Mark and Jay. You know, I think that would legitimize Mark Briscoe and Jay Briscoe as the guys, as the main event talent, especially if it was a elimination and they're the last two left. That I want to see. I'm huge fan of them, and I'm a I was a massive, and I still am, a massive fan of Jay Briscoe's, and like I marked out that he won the ROH world title. World title. It's a world title. TNA's got a world title. WWE can have two. You know, and even in the WWE, being from Georgia, you know, the big gold belt means more to me than the WWE championship, especially considering the crap. Like after John Cena wins it, the look of the belt, I mean, it's just really lost a lot of luster, you know, as far as I'm concerned. But I think that the ROH world title is more legitimate than the WWE title. I mean, look at the talents who's held it: Nigel McGuinness, uh, CM Punk, Tyler Black, Kevin Steen, Davey Richards, Eddie Edwards, Jerry Lynn, Austin Aries are just some of the guys who have held that ROH world title. And I think it's a more legit title when it's really great talent going after the title. Now, when you got John Cena and Sheamus, which I'm a big fan of Sheamus always. I was from the beginning, you know. A lot of my friends that know me know I'm Irish, and I'm proud of that. And yeah, I support Sheamus, and I would kill to see Drew McIntyre in ROH. I think the kid would be a main event player walking in the door. I think he would blow the roof off of it. Speaking of ROH, I watched, I think, their TV show from a couple weeks back, and I saw Colin Delaney. You know, last time I saw Colin Delaney, he was in the extremely crappy wrestling that Vince put on, and George, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you will be, because you know you support my, I want you to know that crap was crap. I watched ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling, the real and only ECW, not the extremely crappy wrestling that Vince tried to put on. And Vince tries to kill everything that isn't WWE, and it's true. I mean, look at what he squandered away talent beyond talent. He he almost lost CM Punk. Um, Ken Anderson, my God, Ken Anderson, really? Oh my God, that's over Randy Orton, really? Oh, it was like watching WCW Russo with the Russo glasses on. That's what I call it. WWE, WCW Russo glasses on. But you know what? Even as good as WWE was in the Attitude Era, if it wasn't for guys like Mick Foley and The Undertaker, I wouldn't have given a shit. You know, growing up, being the young redneck boy, you know, not racist, redneck. Um, being that young redneck boy, you'd think I would identify with Austin and, his beer drinking, blah, blah, blah. Not as much. The ones that pulled me in weren't Austin and The Rock. It was Mick Foley and The Undertaker and Paul Bearer and Glenn Jacobs Kane. They pulled me in with psychology over just shenanigans and ass beating. Don't get me wrong, I did like the DX thing. And the DX I liked. Well, if they didn't have the New Age Outlaws, they better damn well have rap shit Rick Rude. Which, when he shaved his beard and went on Nitro, and he had the old Rick Rude mustache, which by the way I'm growing, can't tell. I'm gonna get a shirt that says, "Would you like mustache rides?" Yeah. That I want. I want to get shirts made that have a mustache on them that says "mustache ride," and send them to all my friends. I mean, that would be awesome if I could do that. I mean, really, mustache rides. But I mean, I want to send Gary one, but he doesn't have a mustache. You know. But nonetheless, bunny you one there, Gary. Actually, no. Since I'm a pitcher, how about I throw you one to knock out the park, just like you do? And I missed, and I'm the one who reminded George that you didn't swing that one time. You know. So to sum up my wrestling this week, you know, I just want to know who you think is the D-bag of the week. Um, Austin Aries, Bobby Roode. Actually, I should say they're the tag team of the week. And Chris Sabin, mad props on in the X Division title. I want to give you the singles wrestler of the week. As much as I love to see the Machine Guns back, I'm proud to see you back. And I would love to see a real feud between you and Petey Williams again, which is the feud that caused me to love TNA so much and support them so much, even through the shit that they went through. And in closing, this has been a long ass video. I've been your gracious host. Just have a good day. Have a nice day. Oh, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to get my shtick down. I love my cheap pops. No Motivation being the name of a band that I wanted to have. It's another story. But wrestling this week has been pretty damn good. I didn't watch WWE. I give a rat's ass if I watch Raw or not. I mean, I've watched the best damn wrestling review show on on YouTube. I mean, bar none. And not a knock on Wrestling Pulse, which is good, or not a knock on the British Fist, which is good, but Heel Heat is the best damn wrestling. And it's not because they supported me, which I appreciate, and I'm a humble man. It is because, and they are why I like to do what I do. George and Gary have given me a perspective, and believe me, they've educated me and just entertained me with their with their thoughts and their shtick and whatever they do. I mean, it is what it is, folks. I mean, it is smart man's wrestling and mass tweeter. Hopefully, when I reach, up here from the bottom, tweeter, if you want me as a guest anytime, I'm more than happy. If I get a Tuesday off, I want to catch the IWX show, and I would love to be on the IWX show. Because you know what? I would like to go head to head with Professor Big Daddy. Or even better, have Professor Big Daddy go against the true dean of wrestling, my father. A man that can sit through any pay-per-view and tell you how every match is going to end. A man who took me to my first wrestling show ever. 4 years old. Pickens County High School in Jasper, Georgia. The NWA comes to town. Tommy Rich, Wildfire Tommy Rich, Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express, even Hillbilly Jim was in attendance and was on the card along with some midgets, which was awesome. Little people rule. I remember getting in the ring. I remember talking to Abby. I remember that I got into the ring and I hit the ropes 3 times. Boom, 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 boom. And got yanked out by my dad, my father. People were clearing out. Wrestlers were in the locker rooms. Referees weren't even out there. No security, nothing. I mean, you had nothing. You didn't even have guardrails. A 4-year-old little boy jumps in the ring and starts hitting the ropes, jumping up and down, excited. And you know what? The wrestlers probably laughed their ass off. You know, at me being 4 years old and just in the ring. And it's probably a profession I should have gone into, But things happen in life. You don't always get what you want. But now I get to talk about it to you guys. And I love it. It is what it is. I'm a third generation fan. My son's a fourth generation fan. Do we cheer John Cena? Oh no. We boo John Cena. We cheer CM Punk. Well, my 4-year-old thinks The Rock is the best ever. And he loves The Rock and thinks he's funny, But, and he is. He's funny at times. Like, with him and Cena, that's funny when he's, ripping on Cena. Not so much when it was CM Punk, because that was a moment when he should have been serious. That would have made their feud work for me. But 29 minutes, 14 seconds right now, so I guess maybe I should end it, and I hope this episode is what you like, or if you don't like it, as long as you watch it. Diamond upside down's a pussy. I'm just kidding. For the man, poor lonely son of a surveyor, the son of the dean of wrestling knowledge, Mr. No Motivation himself, Josh Adams. But what else is there to say? But have a nice day. Well, that ending didn't go as well as planned. Sorry, folks. Let me try it again. Cue up my music. Have a nice day.